Now, the march begins March 21st, and it concludes on March 25th. It didn't necessarily start with 300 people. There were nearly 10,000 people that gathered in Selma on that very first day. They went on to a certain point, a part of that court ruling, that 300 number. You can have as many people march as you want in Lowndes County, where the city of Selma is. But once you reach the Lowndes County line, those numbers have to downsize to only 300. But then once you reach the Montgomery County line, you can open it back up once again. You can have as many people participate in this 54-mile movement as you want. And so that's where some of the confusion comes in. You hear all these different numbers. 600, nearly 10,000, 300, 25,000. A lot of people came to show their support, just like all of you did. And so I had to give you a little bit about that because foundation. I had to give you that. Because in order to understand my home, a foundation is very important. Now, that's 5. This goes out to you. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. And so I definitely want to go ahead and make sure I share this experience with all of us as one big group. A lot of times when we decorate things, our places where we live, whether it's a house, an apartment, a trailer, a condo, anything of that sort. A lot of times we get caught up in the hype. We tend to think that it's important that we have this 60, 70-inch flat screen TV. We tend to think that it's important that we have red paint, blue paint, white paint. We tend to think it's important that we have a second floor, a third floor, and so on and so on. But folks, the most important part about that home is not those things that I just mentioned. The most important part about that home is that foundation. If you don't have that strong foundation, it doesn't matter what you do with the rest of that home, because eventually it's going to crumble. And so again, my home. My foundation began in 1965, a little bit before I was born, as you probably can tell. Those marches that went the entire route, 300, that was where my foundation began. And my home is actually being built as we speak. My home that I'm building on is speaking to people just like you to carry on that legacy, to carry on that tradition of equal voting rights, willing to stand up for your rights, willing to stand up and do the right thing. Now, I don't know exactly what your homes look like, but please believe that I'm sure once you leave this experience here, your homes are probably going to look a little bit different. Who knows? Your home might look similar to Ranger Bates. You might want to stand in front of people, talk about this story, give them hope, inspire them to be something that maybe they thought they never could be. Your home might be to grab a younger one, mentor them, talk to them, not necessarily tell them this is the way we do things, but to show them. And so I do ask that as we all walk down this path today, Highway 80, as we walk along together as family, friends, please think about your home. But also be encouraged to ask other people what their homes look like, what they plan for their homes to look like. Because without that foundation that was laid in the 1960s, without this foundation that is being laid today in 2015 by the National Park Service, by our partners and friends, who knows what the world is going to look like next.